Welcome to In Her Voice, a podcast to help you learn how to trust the most important person in your life, yourself. My name is Kelly Covert, and I am your host and fellow traveler as we explore what it means to soften your inner critic, listen to your inner voice, and give yourself permission to be deeply and wholly your wonderful, beautiful self. I'm so glad you're here. Hello there, this is Kelly and you are listening to In Her Voice. Thank you so much for being here today. I first want to share some inspiration that I have recently been soaking in. I went to a talk, an event the other day, and I was so lucky to sit under the wisdom of Oren Lyons, who is a member of the Haudenosaunee Nation. And he has served on the UN Peace Council with the likes of Mikhail Gorbachev and Mother Teresa and the Dalai Lama. And he is 92 years old and had much wisdom to share. And one of the things that he shared with us is a tradition that the Haudenosaunee people, that's the indigenous people that were here in the land that I live in Syracuse, New York, long before any white people came. And he shared a tradition that they have, and it's called the Thanksgiving Address. And the Thanksgiving Address is also called the words before all else. And it is a tradition in the Haudenosaunee people to recite this as a prayer of sorts before any gathering, before any decisions are made. They often use it as a sunrise prayer to begin the day. And he suggested a beautiful book that I began reading, and some of you may be familiar with this book. It's called Braiding Sweetwater by Robin Wall Kimmerer. If you know it, I'm sure you love it. And if you don't know it, I encourage you to go out to download the audiobook and to listen, because it will change you. And I am not even done with it, and I already feel just this inspiration flowing, this gratitude for the world that we live in, for what we can do as people walking this earth to preserve it, to take care of each other, to honor what we've been given. And all of these things are what the Thanksgiving Address teaches. And not only that, it asks us to think as one, to understand things together. And I think that there is a real lack of that in our country right now. We're at odds with each other, and unless we can begin to agree on certain things, the most important things, it's going to be really hard to move forward. And so as I was listening to this beautiful book, and she was talking about the Thanksgiving Address and what it means, I thought, would it just be weird for me to share it on the podcast? And I've sat with this, It's an unusual question. I am not an indigenous person. And one of the things that the author shared in the book was that this is meant to be shared. And even though this feels unusual and it's definitely different from what I normally do, I am going to listen to my inner voice, as I always promise to you that I will, and share this with you. And so I will read it to you. And I just encourage you to listen. And whenever I say the words, "Now our minds are one," you can say those words with me or after me. And since this is very much to me like a prayer, I will end the podcast today in silence out of respect to all of the indigenous people who have come before us, who have shared this, who have shared their wisdom with us. I hope that this moves you like it does me. The Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving Address. Greetings to the natural world. Today we have gathered and we see that the cycles of life continue. We have been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living things. So now we bring our minds together as one as we give greetings and thanks to each other as people. Now our minds are one. We are thankful to our mother, the earth, for she gives us all that we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk about upon her. It gives us joy that she continues to care for us as she has from the beginning of time. To our mother, we send greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. We give thanks to all the waters of the world for quenching our thirst and providing us with strength. Water is life. We know its power in many forms: waterfalls and rain, mists and streams, rivers and oceans. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the Spirit of water. Now our minds are one. We turn our minds to all the fish life in the water. They were instructed to cleanse and purify the water. They also give themselves to us as food. We are grateful that we can still find pure water. So we turn now to the fish and send our greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. Now we turn toward the vast fields of plant life. As far as the eye can see, the plants grow, working many wonders. They sustain many life forms. With our minds gathered together, we give thanks and look forward to seeing plant life for many generations to come. Now our minds are one. With one mind, we turn to honor and thank all the food plants we harvest from the garden. Since the beginning of time, the grains, vegetables, beans, and berries have helped the people survive. Many other living things draw strength from them too. We gather all the plant foods together as one and send them a greeting of thanks. Now our minds are one. Now we turn to all the medicine herbs of the world. From the beginning, they were instructed to take away sickness. They are always waiting and ready to heal us. We are happy there are still among us those special few who remember how to use these plants for healing. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the medicines and to the keepers of the medicines. Now our minds are one. We gather our minds together to send greetings and thanks to all the animal life in the world. They have many things to teach us as people. We are honored by them when they give up their lives so we may use their bodies as food for our people. We see them near our homes and in the deep forests. We are glad they are still here, and we hope that it will always be so. Now our minds are one. We now turn our thoughts to the trees. The earth has many families of trees who have their own instructions and uses. Some provide us with shelter and shade, others with fruit, beauty, and other useful things. Many people of the world use a tree as a symbol of peace and strength. With one mind, we greet and thank the tree life. Now our minds are one. We put our minds together as one and thank all the birds who move and fly about over our heads. The Creator gave them beautiful songs. Each day they remind us to enjoy and appreciate life. The eagle was chosen to be their leader. To all the birds, from the smallest to the largest, we send our joyful greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. We are thankful to the powers we know as the four winds. We hear their voices in the moving air as they refresh us and purify the air we breathe. They help us to bring the change of seasons. From the four directions they come, bringing us messages and giving us strength. With one mind, we send our greetings and thanks to the four winds. Now our minds are one. Now we turn to the west, where our grandfathers, the thunder beings, live. With lightning and thundering voices, they bring with them the water that renews life. We are thankful that they keep those evil things made by Oquaceres underground. We bring our minds together as one to send greetings and thanks to our grandfathers, the thunderers. Now our minds are one. We now send greetings and thanks to our eldest brother, the sun. Each day, without fail, he travels the sky from east to west, bringing the light of a new day. He is the source of all the fires of life. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our brother, the sun. Now our minds are one. We put our minds together to give thanks to our oldest grandmother, the moon, who lights the nighttime sky. She is the leader of women all over the world, and she governs the movement of the ocean tides. By her changing face, we measure time, and it is the moon who watches over the arrival of children here on earth. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our grandmother, the moon. Now our minds are one. We give thanks to the stars who are spread across the sky like jewelry. We see them in the night, helping the moon to light the darkness and bringing dew to the gardens and growing things. When we travel at night, they guide us home. With our minds gathered together as one, we send greetings and thanks to the stars. Now our minds are one. We gather our minds to greet and thank the enlightened teachers who have come to help us throughout the ages. When we forget how to live in harmony, they remind us of the way we were instructed to live as people. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to these caring teachers. Now our minds are one. Now we turn our thoughts to the Creator, or Great Spirit, and send greetings and thanks for all the gifts of creation. Everything we need to live a good life is here on this Mother Earth. For all the love that is still around us, we gather our minds together as one and send our choicest words of greetings and thanks to the Creator. Now our minds are one. We have now arrived at the place where we end our words. Of all the things we have named, it was not our intention to leave anything out. If something was forgotten, we leave it to each individual to send such greetings and thanks in their own way. Now our minds are one.